Hey there, movie lovers. Welcome back to episode 2 of Beautiful Joe. Let's have a look at some of these power-ups. Cheeseburger gives you a heart back. Shocking Pink and Boomerang are both projectile weapons that aren't all that useful. The Shocking Pink especially. I only use it for a couple of puzzles, but other than that, it's not very good. It's a bomb. It doesn't really do much. The Boomerang is alright. You hold down the punch button, and then Joe detaches that V that's on his helmet and he throws it like a boomerang. If you hold down the punch button longer, the V turns into an X, and it does more damage. Sliding is a very neat move. You'll probably see me use it a lot once I get it. It's just a really quick slide across the ground. It's good for continuing slow-mo combos if there's an enemy kind of far away from you without wasting a lot of meter. Because it's faster than running. It's also good for crossing small gaps because he'll just slide right through the empty space. The Air Joe is probably the most useless technique here in the shop. It says it lets you do an air combo, but if you alternate between punch and kick, you can already do air combos, so there's really no need to have this. The Red Hot Kick is a pretty nice move. It's just a diagonal downward kick that continues for as long as you want it to, or until you hit the ground, obviously. And you can cancel it by jumping out of it, assuming you have your second jump left. It also has another trick to it that I'll show you later. Mach Speed, I talk about when I have Mach Speed. Viewtiful Forever, I talk about when I have Zoom. Ukemi, though, it does involve Zoom, but I'm probably going to be buying it soon, so I'll talk about it now. Basically, as soon as you're about to hit the ground after taking damage, if you zoom in, you will recover, just land on your feet, get 1 heart back, and preserve your damage rating for the section, which, when I was doing my Rainbow V run, was a godsend, because that let me preserve my V rating for defense. The VFX Turbocharger, very simple sounding, is probably one of the best things you can buy. That's why it's 30,000 points. Like it says in the description, it just doubles the rate of your recovery. It's really great to have. Life is an extra heart. You can buy enough to fill up that entire space up there at the top. And for each one you buy, increases the cost of the next one. Like this one's 3,000, the next one's 5,000. I believe the one after that is 10,000, and so on. So it gets pretty pricey. Take twos are just fairies from Legend of Zelda, basically. If your hearts run out and you have one of these, it will refill your hearts right away, and you can just continue right from where you were, and you can only have one at a time. And LIV is just an extra life. And with that out of the way, we will move on. To the second half of Chapter 1, where we have a slow-mo puzzle. But first we will deal with these enemies. They are similar to the propeller enemies from before, but they have jetpacks, so they cannot be brought to the ground by slow-mo. You have to punch them or knock them out of the air. And you want to do that as quickly as possible, because as you've noticed, they will drop bombs, and they are really annoying. Not a thing you want to deal with. Especially in the middle of a battle with other enemies, because either they will distract you from the enemies and you get punched in the face, or the enemies will distract you and you will get a bomb on the head. Neither of those things is pleasant. And we're just going to collect all these V canisters before we solve the puzzle, so we don't have to worry about it later, and ignore these bats. Of course the bats aren't going to ignore me, but whatever. There's really no point trying to attack them because they'll just move. See? Best way to kill them is to punch other enemies into them. Also, if they grab you when you throw them off, which you can do by just moving the control stick around and pressing buttons, when you throw them off, they die. Like that. They're also a nuisance in battle because they'll just grab you and other enemies can punch you in the face. But you can just slow-mo to avoid that if you have the quick enough reflexes. Alright, time to kill some more enemies. I will admit that, as with most beat-em-ups, and this is probably a part of why this game wasn't like a huge success, that it can get a little stale after a while. I mean, it's entertaining to play, certainly, and I feel like if the person playing is good enough and it has flashy combos and all that, it can be quite entertaining to watch. And we'll get there. Like, all I have right now is slow-mo, so I can't do all that much. But I like to think that once I have the other powers, that'll be a lot better. Anyway. And in lower difficulties, the game can add some variety and spice by throwing in different types of enemies as you progress through the levels. But in V-rated and Ultra V-rated, those enemies come a lot sooner, so that source of novelty is gone. And you've seen all those enemies already anyway, because you have to beat Adults mode in order to even unlock V-rated. So there's that. I think most of the fun in the higher difficulties comes from more challenge.
Joe, it's time for your next trial. Hope you're warmed up, because ready or not, here I come.
Time for our second Captain Blue fight, and he can hurt us now, so you have to be a little more careful. So now that we have slow-mo, we don't have to worry about like dodging his attacks or anything. We can just kind of punch him.
Nice try.
Gotta be careful about that Captain Blue kick. That is his favorite move. He will use it all the time. And that.
Come on.
I don't even know why I'm jumping over that. I can just punch him when he's on his way over here. Just have it, I guess. Oh, one more hit. Oh, and he got me. Friggin' lightning. I could not have avoided that by slow-mo. This lightning just goes through it. How about you stand still for me? Thanks, bunches. Now we have our second power! Mach Speed. Just hold on the R button and then punch or kick, and we'll actually be holding punch or kick instead of alternating, but whatever. Joe moves so fast, he makes copies of himself and sets himself on fire. Pretty handy ability. And that fire thing is used for quite a few puzzles. See that later. And fights too. There are a couple of fights where being able to set himself on fire is pretty nice. And as you can see there, Mach Speed is actually not all that great in combat by itself. It kills enemies fast, but it drains your meter really fast and does not get you a lot of viewpoints. So, I will not be using that exclusively in combat very much, except in the aforementioned cases where it's really useful. I'm mostly sticking with slow-mo. Though I can use Mach Speed in conjunction with slow-mo to move faster in slow-mo. It doesn't eat up a lot more meter, and it lets me get to enemies like that a lot faster to continue my combos. Freaking bats. They're everywhere in this part. Oh no, a barrel rolling towards me. I wonder if I have some sort of method of speeding myself up so I can avoid this. Oh wait, I do. R button. Just gotta be careful not to run too fast through there because you'll miss those canisters. I know I did the first time. Whee! And yeah, there's no way I was gonna get anything better than a DMV point. You have to stay and fight in order to get that, and I'm not gonna bother. And we have to punch an enemy up here because there's canisters hidden up there. They love to do that. That's the only way to get those, is to punch an enemy up there. And the enemies are finite, so if you kill them all, you're screwed. Also, I should mention that when you got a slow-mo combo going, you should punch whatever you can. Hit everything you can during your combo. Because even if it doesn't add a multiplier, it will add V's, which would be multiplied by your multiplier. And every bit of point you can get is good. Like, even that box right there, if you notice, a target appears over it after I start the combo, meaning I can hit that and get more V's. Hit whatever you can. Because if you notice in that shop, some of that stuff is expensive. So, you want to be able to get as many V's as you can so you can afford as much stuff as possible, as quickly as possible. Take care of a few more enemies, and then yeah, see the bats? That's what I was talking about right there. I didn't react fast enough either. God, get off of me. Let's move on. Oh no, this one has spikes on it. And it still doesn't run away. Easy. Now we have our first Mach Speed puzzle. Collect these canisters first. door won't open. These things won't react to my slow-mo punching or regular punching. So what to do? Well, those torches up there at the top are a pretty good hint. Set yourself on fire, and you can just light these up. But make sure you don't hold Mach speed the entire time, because if you turn back to normal Joe by emptying your gauge entirely, your fire goes out. And you probably won't recover your meter in time to light them all before the first one goes out. Time for a boss fight! And yes, there are V canisters inside the boss room every time, so don't fret if you get there and you haven't gotten them all yet. Because you'll probably finish it off like that, like I just did. Alright, time to go say hello to the boss. Knock knock.
Oh, dare disturb my beauty's meat! Have you not heard? This movie is already over! Captain Blim's defeated, and we are victorious!
Shows you what you know, fat brain. In movies, there has to be a plot twist. That means things always go wrong once before you get to the happy ending. Hello? Now, come on. Let's get this over with.
What nonsense he speaks! Come like all the ritual of sacrifice will begin in your pathetic little world will... Oopsie poopsie! Almost let the cat out of the bed there! In any case, this has nothing to do with riff-raff like you. The only thing left for you to do is... perish!
Alright, trying to get serious.
Let's get it on!
Boss fight time. Alright, there are a couple ways to fight this guy. The first way is the one I'm about to show you, which is very slow and inefficient, which is to hit him and then kill the bats he splits into. That takes forever. There is another way, though, which I will show you as soon as you deign to let me. Alright, these stalactites he drops down can be punched into him, like so, stunning him and then letting you mess out of an extra punch attack. But you can't do it forever, he'll get back up in a little bit. Like that. You can just do it again. You can usually get off 2 combos like this before he destroys them all. Like that. See, they exploded. That's really the only way he's going to damage me is those things right there. And they'll hit you sometimes when you really don't think they should. Their range is quite large. If you're lucky, you see that thing to my left there, that little block? If you're lucky, when he goes up and drops stalactites, sometimes he'll drop down, pin under that thing, giving you a free combo. This is the other way to stun him, like that. Except be quick about it. Like, I almost didn't make it. I thought I was going to get hit, honestly. With these things, I usually use slow-mo, but just in case I get hit. And this will be the end of him. You don't have to use slow-mo to punch those things up. I just do it to make sure my aim is good. Bam, bam, bam. Got him.
Oh, this is
D on time. Ugh. Oh well.
Sorry to wake you up. You can sleep as much as you want now.
Joe wanders into the world of the movies and gallantly fights evil to rescue Sylvia. With the help of his superior strength, he is able to reign triumphant over the dastardly bad man, Charles III. Where could Sylvia be? Is she safe? Is she even alive? Intolerable anxiety tears at Joe's heart. What did they do to her?
What would be a good hero named? I never thought this would be so hard.
Searching for Sylvia, Joe tries to track clues as to her whereabouts. Little did he know that the clues would only lead him to more problems. The next episode is Some Like It Red Hot. See you there.
Do you like how concerned Joe is with the fate of his girlfriend? I do. I think it's really touching. Anyway, you see here, that's a very good incentive for collecting all of these, in addition to, having more meter. Anyway, that'll do it for the that'll do it for Act 1. Come back next time when things get a little bit red hot. See you next time.